Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Altaria! Altaria on team number 1 from my top 5 best teams for the Great League Season 12 edition. For those of you who have already watched my top 5 best teams for the Great League will know that team number 1 was one that I was very excited for, as it is quite strong in Season 12 of Go Battle League. So, Altaria, very powerful closer, will be in the back on team number 1, along with good old Sableye on the safe swap. Sableye, the best safe swap option in the Great League and one of my all-time favorite Pokemon to use. That's because it is incredibly powerful, has a lot of coverage, and its only weakness is fairy-type damage. And for that reason, we got the Tin Can Man, good old Registeel, on the lead to protect our back 2 Pokemon from those very powerful Charmers. Registeel is a very powerful lead. Despite the nerf, it is still very powerful and is a very powerful lead. But before we dive into the featured set of the video, we are starting things off with some bonus battles that I thought were tons of fun. And here we go, Galarian Stunfisk. Not the greatest lead in the world, but you know what, guys? We can still fight back with the threat of the massively super effective Focus Blast. A lot of G-Fisks have been shielding up my Focus Blast as of late, which does not work to our advantage, as you really want to get that big damage off on G-Fisk, as it can be a nightmare for Altaria, and we decided to call it, but they went right for that massive EQ, and now we want to shield because we want to get some damage in on this G-Fisk or grab that final shield, but they try to get cute, and they snipe us with a Metacham. Oh my goodness. Guys, what do I always say on this channel with Metacham? I say you did not safe swap Metacham for reasons like this. Now they are stuck in here with their worst matchup in the entire Great League in the form of our rank 1 Sableye. Gonna undercharge this, foul play, and tank whatever this is here. I believe it's just a ice punch or power punch, excuse me. And we are gonna farm down, so we undercharged to get some loaded energy for whatever comes back in. Most likely the G-Fisk. We have nearly back-to-back foul plays for the Stunfisk that left that opening matchup with a lot of health and a lot of energy, unfortunately. But we've got a lot of energy as well. They tanked the first foul play, and we're going to look to get off foul play number 2. They shield that. Makes me wonder what they have in the back. I was thinking most likely a Trevenant. You could often see G-Fisk lead with Metacham and Trev in the back. So we let Sableye go down, putting all of the hope and faith into our Altaria. Up a shield. We definitely take a Rock Slide, no problem. They need a couple of Rock Slides to take us out, and we're just going to look to overload as they make a play into a Jellicent. So, not the Trevenant that we were expecting. That is, this ghost type is far more bulky than the one that we were expecting. So we gotta call this, guys. Gotta call this, and it is the bait. We successfully call it. That was huge, because that's going to allow us to stay alive in this matchup here. This is undoubtedly the Shadow Ball here, so we will shield that up. That would be lights out. And we are gonna have to go for the full aggressive farm down, and we get it. Holy smokes, we've been debuffed. We've got 2 Sky Attacks. Can Altaria clutch this for us? We go for Sky Attack number 1. Of course, that doesn't KO. And we get to Sky Attack number 2. I'm telling you guys, I was not kidding when I told you how good of a closer Altaria can be as we take out the G-Fisk with a debuff. Nonetheless, Altaria OP. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Team number 1 for my top 5 best teams was quite powerful, guys, and here we go. A very positive lead in the form of Bastiodon, and they safe swap in a Shadow Vic. Holy smokes. So we've got just the answer for that in the back in the form of Altaria. Usually with the Basti Shadow Vic core, you see Shadow Victory Belt on the lead, but they were leading with Bastiodon, so not sure what else they could have in the back. The traditional version has either Defense Form Deoxys or Medicham in the back, so if that is the case, that is looking very good for our Sableye. Now, a Bastiodon lead that safe swaps a Shadow Vic could also have another Shadow Razor Leaf user. So we're going to go for this Moonblast, hoping for the attack drop, but no such luck for us, unfortunately. And of course, they're going to farm us all the way down. But the important part here is that we have the alignment. We want our Registeel on this Bastiodon. Going to shield this up. We don't know what else they have in the back. It's a Medicham, so they were running the team just in a different alignment, and unfortunately for them, we had all the right answers to their team comp. There is no hope for our opponent, unfortunately. They should just top left this, but for some reason, they are hanging in here and fighting the good fight, but that is okay. We are just going to farm this Medicham all the way down. Sableye shuts down Medicham like no other Pokemon in the Great League. It's a thing of beauty, and that Psychic does very little damage. And we have loaded energy for this Bastiodon. It's getting quite low. Altaria actually put in some work on that Basti, guys. Gonna go for a foul play here. They tank that, and they will not comfortably tank a second one. So I would imagine they would finally have to give up one of those shields here, and they do. Oh, I'm telling you, they are fighting the good fight, my friends. It is hopeless for them, and as we can see with the notification there, they finally decide to top left as it was over for them. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Hats off to our opponent for hanging in there in that last one. That was a rough team comp for them, but here we go. Diggersby lead. Very, very similar to the Stunfisk lead, but arguably more dangerous of a lead for our Registeel, as both of their charge moves hit us for super effective damage. So gonna go for this Focus Blast, and they shield. They definitely did not have to shield that. So that leads me to believe that they are likely weak to steel in the back. So gonna shield this up here. We want to get some damage off on this Diggersby. And they catch our Focus Blast onto a Trevenant. What a catch. Holy smokes. Good for them. But you know what? They can catch the Sableye as well. We had a very solid answer to it in the form of Sableye. We don't want this Sableye on that Diggersby, so we're going to align it here. We tank this. No problem. I'm going to look to get rid of the Trevenant with a foul play. This was got me a little nervous because if they chose the shield, I'm not sure if we could have farmed down in time. And they come back in with the Diggersby and throw right away. So very interesting. So this is beautiful, guys. This is the power of Sableye. We can now align our Altaria on this Diggersby. Altaria, absolutely hard walls Diggersby. Altaria is the worst matchup for it in the Great League. And they aggressive swap into a Nidoqueen. They did not catch this. This was calculated. We want to get this Nidoqueen low because it's a problem for our Registeel. So that was calculated. Gonna shield this up. We want to preserve health on Altaria. Altaria is where the win condition lies. So we're gonna try and pressure that final shield, and we get it. So now we're gonna throw Registeel in here just to do something to this Nidoqueen. They are, of course, going to get to a Earth Power. But, guys, this is not a Shadow Nidoqueen, and we live. That's the power of Registeel, one of the bulkier Pokemon in the Great League. And going to look to get off this Focus Blast, and it is enough resisted damage to take it out. This Diggersby is going to farm us down, but it does not matter. This Diggersby can have all the energy it wants. It can do nothing to Altaria, and this is over. They throw the EQ on us. I think Fire Punch is definitely the way to go, where Earthquake is double resisted with our flying typing, whereas Fire Punch, more energy efficient and is only single resisted. But it does not matter because it's all a moot point at this juncture in the battles. We're saying bye-bye to the Diggersby. Altaria closing the game strong yet again in dominant fashion. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Had a blast with those bonus battles. As we move into the featured set of the video, we are met with yet another Galarian Stunfisk lead. So this time, we're going to play this a little bit differently. We know that we outpaced this thing to the first move, that they get to. So we're going to see what they want to do here. They shield. So if they shield, we're going to catch this onto Sableye. If they like to stay in like that and shield, yeah, there's usually a good chance that they are weak to Registeel in the back. So we shielded up that EQ to try our very best to take out the Stunfisk. Stunfisk could have a Trevenant in the back, which may be why they're staying in. But no, their grass type of choice happens to be Superior. Superior, very bulky. And of course, as a starter grass type, does have access to the Community Day move of Frenzy Plant, which is absolutely busted. Hits like a truck, even from a Pokemon like Superior, which doesn't hit quite as hard as other grass types like Venusaur. So I'm going to come back in with our Registeel here and go for the most ambitious of farm downs that you've seen in quite some time, guys. This is the reason why it's such an insane farm down is because Superior is one of the bulkiest grass types in the game. So yeah, but you know, that's just the that's just what you're faced with Registeel, having such high energy cost moves. You always want to leave that matchup with a loaded move or close to it. They've got an Altaria in the back, so a Azumarill in the back, so gonna get off that big Zap Cannon. And it is not looking good for us, my friends. They've got two of the best answers in the Great League to our Altaria. And they shielded that. Really needed them to tank that to give us any shot of bringing this home with Altaria. It is not looking good at all. That Azumarill is still far too healthy. And the Stunfisk is absolutely far too healthy for Altaria to do anything, even up a shield. It's rough, so at this point, we're basically just seeing what we can do with Altaria. It's over pretty much. I don't even know why we shield here. I think we shield for science so that we could see exactly how much a Moonblast does to G-Fisk from this health range. I suspected that it definitely wouldn't KO. Just wanted to see how much it would do. And yeah, not enough. And they're going to mercifully put us out of our misery with another Rock Slide. Unfortunate. They had two amazing answers to our Altaria. Not too many places for it to go. Good game. Well played to them. Yeah, Stunfisk and Azumarill on the same team was a little rough for Altaria to overcome. And here we go. Speaking of Stunfisk, another Stunfisk. Holy smokes. They were all over the place during these battles, and they catch our Focus Blast onto a Mew. So, yes, it is resisted, but Mew, not the bulkiest Pokemon, and it still does a lot of resisted damage to it. So, gonna get close to a move. Bank that for the G-Fisk and make a play into Sableye. They could absolutely be at a wild charge here, but XL Sableye, rank 1, tanks that like a champ, guys. And we're not willing to risk them throwing another one. We want to maintain our alignment here, so got to farm it down. And we do leave this matchup with a foul play for a Victory Bell. Apparently, we were expecting the G-Fisk, but they come in with a Shadow Vic, and this is absolutely fine as they farm us down. The reason why is because, again, we've got an amazing answer to it in the form of Altaria, but the switch timers are misaligned, and they are taking full advantage of that. We tank a Rock Slide, though, and gonna try and catch the next one as our switch timer comes back up. And it's always nice when you can make the plays. It's a thing of beauty. Gonna go for a Focus Blast. That's why we stayed in a little bit on the Mew, so that we can have some energy to threaten this G-Fisk here. And they do shield, and that's a good shield for them. We will return that shield in kind, because as we saw in that previous battle, we don't want this G-Fisk anywhere near our Altaria. So we do get to this Focus Blast, and it's gonna do big damage on the G-Fisk. Doesn't quite KO, but we lock on down. And all they have left is that defenseless Shadow Vic with no shields. Gonna go for this Focus Blast. It is resisted. In the past, you would go Zap Cannon, but you no longer have a guaranteed debuff. It does lots of damage, and we snipe with Altaria to bring it home. My goodness, I'm telling you, team number 1 was a lot of fun and very strong. Good game, well played. Nothing but pure domination with team number 1 from my top 5 best teams for the Great League. And here we go. We are not dominating this lead, I will say. That's a Shadow Nidoqueen Nightmare lead for Registeel, so making the play into Sableye. And they are choosing to stay in a little bit here, and they want to debuff us with a Poison Fang, it seems, but they let us get way ahead on energy before swapping out. We have energy for days for a Venusaur that they make an aggressive play into, and they do tank the first one. They're going to have a rough time tanking the second one. I would imagine this gets a shield from them, and it does. And we will make it to another foul play here. And we are still up a shield, so we will shield this to maintain alignment. Gonna go for another foul play. If they want to go completely down on shields, by all means. But if they don't, we're saying bye-bye to the Venusaur. And that is the power of Sableye, guys. I cannot say that enough. Flipping switch, allowing us to get the alignment we need. They will farm down, that's fine. We can now align our Altaria onto this Nidoqueen. And being a shadow, of course, it is taking 20% more damage, which works to our favor because we've got Dragon Breath with Stab, and it is absolutely chunking the Shadow Nidoqueen here. They are forced to only go for the Poison Fangs. They do add up, but Altaria is quite bulky, tanks a lot of damage very well, and they catch our we were trying to go for the farm down. They didn't catch this, excuse me. We saw that they switched, so we wanted to chip the Sableye, actually, to get it within Zap Cannon range. And it is in Zap Cannon range at this point. So we tank foul plays, no problem. Gonna tank this, and we're actually gonna bait with the Focus Blast, guys, because it is slightly less energy. And again, Zap Cannon no longer has a guaranteed debuff. So we bait with the less energy cost move here. That nerf forces us now to play Registeel a little bit differently, but it's not that big of a change, as we will absolutely make it to the Zap Cannon here now. I wasn't sure if I don't think a Focus Blast would have KO'd anyway, so we take out the Sableye, and can we farm down the Nidoqueen? We are double resisting those poison jabs, and we do get the lock on down with Registeel. Holy smokes, that's going to be yet another good game, well played. Team number 1 is so strong, guys, able to work its way out of lead losses. And speaking of, this is probably the worst lead loss you can see with Registeel. We had a Trevenant, we make a play in the Sableye, and they meet us with a Shadow Drapion. Holy smokes. Hard countered on the lead, hard countered on the swap a little bit. So we're just gonna throw a Hail Mary here. A lot of Sableye players will bait, but we're not baiting it. We're nearly one shot in the Drapion. Holy smokes. That's the power of Sableye right there. Flip and switch. And it is massive because they have a Bastiodon in the back. Holy smokes. Sableye coming in super clutch in the mid game. You love to see it. So now you guys can see this from a mile away. We're bringing in Registeel onto this Basti. Sableye, good old reliable, flipping the tides of games, amazing. One of my favorites, and they come back in with the Trevenant, and it is lights out as Sableye came in super clutch, allowing us to get the alignment we needed. That's going to be yet another good game, well played. My goodness, guys, I'm telling you, I wasn't kidding in my top 5 best teams when I said this is literally one of the best teams you could possibly run in Season 12. For reasons like that, finally, a solid lead. We had an Altaria, but they safe swap into a Registeel. So we're going to stay in here a little bit. The reason why is because we have the energy lead. And they shield up our first Focus Blast. All you need to do is just go straight Focus Blast if you have an energy lead on a Registeel safe swap. It's basically an automatic win. If they tank it, though, if they tank this next one, it will not KO, but it will be getting them quite low. If they tank this, we're going to aggro swap into Sableye. They do, so it's Sableye time. That is beautiful. That could not have worked out better because we got out of that matchup with extremely healthy for that Altaria. So we're just going to farm this thing all the way down. As you can see, we easily tank a Zap Cannon, no problem. And they swap out back into that Altaria. but the plan has worked to perfection. That is how you work around the Altaria Registeel core with this team. Now, as for the third, generally it has a Toxicroak, which is a solid team. But lately, I've been seeing this with Scrafty, which is absolutely insane and makes me want to tear my hair out every time I see it, because they are ABA weak to a Charm-type lead. It is awful. That is a terrible team comp. I've been seeing Altaria and Scrafty on the same team, and there it is, right on cue. We don't have a Charmer, but we've got the next best thing for a Scrafty in the form of our Altaria. This is pretty fundamental here. We tank the foul play, no problem. Expecting a catch on the Registeel at some point, so we're not going to throw. There it is. And anytime you want to top left, my friend, you go for it. As they top left there, it was not going to happen for them. And what better way to end off the video and beating a terrible ABA team. Oh, it's a thing of beauty, but good game, well played to them nonetheless, and that is the team, my friends. How about team number 1 from my top 5 best teams for the Great League? I hope you guys can now see why I was so excited for team number 1. It is amazing, and I was really excited to show you guys how to play this very powerful team for Season 12 of Go Battle League, guys. Very powerful team. If a lot of you want to get ahead of the game while everyone else is still messing around and running fun stuff, if you want to get ahead of the 8-ball a little bit and run a solid team to get that much closer to whatever your goals may be in Season 12, this team, rock solid, guys. It's a lot of fun as well. So yeah, Registeel in the lead is going to protect our back 2 Pokemon from the Charmers. And the back 2 Pokemon are going to protect Registeel from the Fighters. And with Altaria from the Fire types and the Ground types. So amazing team. I hope you guys all enjoyed watching it in action. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching. And keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.